All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to tonight's webinar. I hope you had a wonderful week so far, or you are having. And if not, of course, we always say, hey, the weekend is right around the corner. Tonight, we want to delve back into our sniper marketing training. This is our second presentation, and we want to recap, of course, first of all. So, for those who might be new, every single week we have these webinar training for members of our Strategic Secrets University and also Monetize Your Skills Academy. And those who might just be finding us, whether you're on Facebook or join our email list or whatever have you, just know that this comes to you weekly. If you want to sign up, you will be able to get the memo. But if not, again, when you see it on Facebook, you can always get the information there and so forth. If someone sent you this link and you are here for the first time, again, Strategic Secrets University, you can find us at strategicsecrets.com or monetizeyourskills.com, and you can become a permanent member of our community. Why are we talking about this particular topic? Well, it's very important for many reasons. If you are a professional entrepreneur, speaker, author, coach, ministry leader, anything along those lines, you need marketing. But we have a system of marketing that is not just generic. We have a focus, and so that's what we call sniper marketing. So I hope some of you, my wife, were looking at some of the slides today, and I hope you're not turned off by the guns and so forth. Okay, I was in the military. I served in the Navy. I'm a veteran. So this is only for an illustration purpose. All right, we're not trying to be violent or anything like that. Of course, sniper, you get the analogy. So that's really what we are focused on. So let me go ahead and do a quick introduction, official introduction. For those who may not know me, again, my name is Chance. I say that I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, number one best-selling author, implementation strategist. Had the privilege to do many things thus far in my life, traveled to over 26 different countries. I've spoken on different environment, different topics, hospitals, places of worship, you name it, businesses, chambers of commerce, and different things like that. I've had the privilege of being able to share in these particular contexts. And one of the reasons is because I've published now 10 different books. And we teach that here, one of the quickest ways for you to establish credibility and let your expertise be known is by writing and publishing a book. And then you take that book and turn it into products, programs, services, and also speaking engagement and the like. So that's kind of what we've been able to do by God's grace. So that's a little bit about who I am. You can find out more always at strategicsecrets.com. Learn a little bit more about who we are and what we do. Now, for this particular topic, I have to share some of this. I don't like to get into all of the nitty gritties, but of course, when it comes to online marketing, digital marketing, I've done my fair share. I've practiced since my own self. Since 2010, we were online doing different things. Even before that, if you read Monetize Your Skills book, I dabbled in the military with online marketing because it was always fascinating. But I got serious, when I first made I made my first $1,000 on the internet. So I've, taken training in digital publishing, digital productions, copywriting, Facebook, which is pretty much the biggest thing right now, right? Facebook marketing, Facebook advertising. And so it's from this particular aspect that I really want to come to you and share with you. Now, the maze, there's a big marketing maze out there. There are many different things that we can do. This is when people start talking about marketing, they can get overwhelmed because there's so many different things. Do I have a blog, online, offline, direct mail, TV, billboard? What do we do? All these different, words, people trying to sell you all different kind of services. But, it is true. And there are so many different things, but we want to cut through the clutter with what we call sniper marketing. What you see on the screen here is what I think last time we were here, I shared with you the analogy between a sniper and a mad gunman, right? Mad gunman are, people who just go and shoot up places, right? They waste a lot of ammo, you probably seen it in the movies sometimes, right? The guy might, empty a whole clip and only get one person and sometimes no one. But a sniper focuses specifically on his or her target. They don't waste bullets, they don't waste ammunition, and they generally get their man or woman because they're so focused on who they're trying to hit. And that's where this particular concept comes in. A little bit more, what specifically is it? Sniper marketing, I break it down into this acronym, right? But sniper marketing gets three things done primarily. It gets you focused, it gets you clear, and it gets you targeted. Focused on what exactly you need to do and accomplish, clear on those goals and objectives, targeted on the exact person that you want to reach rather than trying to necessarily reach the masses like the gunman, the mad gunman, that is. So sniper marketing, these are the elements that we generally focus on. Select your niche, identify the problem, engage, response. That's the breakdown of what sniper marketing is all about. And last week we went through some of this. I'll recap, of course, but we talked about selecting your niche. What industry are you called to? You're not called to everyone. You know what I mean? You got to figure out even a niche within a niche or sub niche or subcategory. So if you're into health, you want to narrow that down. So health itself is a niche, it's an industry, it's a market. But within that specific market, we can get down a little bit further. We can talk about veganism, vegetarianism. We can talk about alternative lifestyle, alternative healing. There are so many different aspects. So that's why when you see diet plans, are perfect examples of narrowing their focus. So when it comes to now, like you said, dieting is, that can be on the health, nutrition, but then it gets down. Some people do the Atkins diet, South Beach diet, this diet and that diet. All of those now are subcategories where you created subcultures of people. And so now anyone who's looking for health, but they might not be necessarily interested in your type of diet. So it will be a waste of money if you're just trying to target anyone and everyone who might be interested in health. And this is the problem that many people have. No matter what it is, you have a book. Your book is not for everyone. Your book is supposed to reach a specific group of people or demographic. Also, whether it be your coaching program is not for everyone. You have to figure out your niche. And again, even for those who are nonprofit and faith-based work, I get many, oh, we got to reach everyone. Yes, but who is your ideal client or customer or member or supporter or donor? Your charity, your ministry cannot solve everyone's problem. So you have to figure out, who am I called to and who am I not called to? Sniper marketing does those two things. It attracts, but it's also repel. And that's what good marketing, I believe. Good marketing can help to give you the kind of people that you want and repel the ones that you don't want. Then we talk about identifying those problems or pain. So your prospect that you're trying to reach have a specific problem, and that's what you want to try to solve. When you know the pain points, when you know the problem that they're having, you can now develop that messaging that will reach that particular demographic. You can also develop your ads and whatever it may be. Some people say, oh, I'm going to market, and they jump straight to the ad. They don't know who their client is. They don't know who their prospect is. Or next, they don't even know what the problem is. So we ask some questions. I'm going to go over them in just a moment. But we ask some questions for you to be able to figure this out. So because this is the first work. The reason this is important, because when it comes to engage and response now, your messaging that you're going to use to engage this particular demographic is crucial. Okay, and you cannot use vague language. You have to call them out, and if they're going to engage and respond, then it must speak to them. So that is why it's best in your marketing. The first things you need to do is get super crystal clear on your niche, that ideal person, that ideal buyer, that ideal member, donor, whoever it may be. Who is the individual that I'm trying to reach, that my product can solve? And what problems specifically do they have? Right? So again, those who are into, let's say you have cancer, you don't need every single treatment under the planet. You're looking for a specific type of treatment. Okay. If you have marital issues, or you're divorced, you're looking for specific solutions to that problem. So not just generic band-aid that you want to put over things. And that's what most marketing is all about today. Just spraying, we call it hope marketing sometime, or wishful marketing. You just throw things out, hoping that someone buys, hoping that someone engages, hoping that someone actually take you up on your offer. But if you can't run successful ministry or business on those principles. All right, let's look at some of the questions that we want to ask. So we got to know our ideal fan, our ideal customer, our ideal target. And once you get these are the more important questions, because once you get down, when you get past the, the demographics, meaning the age, gender, um, you know educational background, the sports, political views, religious views, all of those are important, right? We went over that before. Once you know those basic elements, this is what some folks call the psychographic. This is what will give you the emotional language to call out your prospective client or customer or follower. So what keeps them up at night staring at the ceiling? What are they worried or frustrated about? What's causing them pain? What's the biggest problem that they have that you can solve? And what do they secretly crave or desire most? What's their greatest wish? And you can fill out this formula here. It says, if I could blank, then blank. In other words, if I can lose 10 pounds, then I will be able to feel great or something. If I can be able to finish my degree, then I can be able to get this job. See, this is how people think. This is the language that goes on in their mind. So whatever your product is, it must kind of answer the question that is going on in people's heads already. So my book, Transition to Civilian Life with Confidence, is geared towards military veteran, transitioning veteran, and specifically their question is, what keeps them up at night is that they're worried about replacing their military income. So they're saying in their mind, if I can just replace my military income, then I would be brave, or then I would feel comfortable about transitioning. That's what's going on. And so my book, if you notice again how it's positioned now, even the title is calling that and answering that question. Transition with confidence. So therefore, wow, so they're afraid, right? They don't have confidence in transitioning. And how they're going to replace their income? Well, the subtitle on the book was a 90-day strategy or plan to be able to replace their military income using what they already know. So there's no need for no training. So it's talk about using your military training and education. So they don't have to go retrain, they don't have to go retool, they don't have to get another degree, another certification, none of that. They already have what they need. So I believe that that is an example, a great example of how marketing and messaging helps to be able to deal with, effectively reaching and targeting the person or persons or group of persons that you want in your tribe, following you, buying from you, engaging with you, donating to your cause, and so forth. Okay. So another thing, to get super clear, we can answer some of these questions. This blank, this training program or whatever you have, it could be your ministry program, it could be your whatever community outreach service or service that you do. This is for whom, which is the audience. Who exactly is it for? And who has this particular problem? What problem do they have? And then what solution will they get, or outcome or benefit will they get from following your thing? Another way of putting it is my training, my coaching, my this, my that, my product, my service, my company, my business, my ministry, right? Whatever it is, that name is for what? Is providing, is offering what, you put the name in there, to help who audience again to solve what problem using your particular framework, method, or whatever it may be. So let's take Monetize Your Skills Academy course, for example, right? So Monetize Your Skills Academy was developed for professionals, entrepreneurs, ministry leaders who want to take their knowledge and education and expertise, right, and package it into products, program, and services using my 7-step framework, right? What will it help them to do? What are some of the outcomes? Well, it generally, if they follow it well and implement, take action, they can potentially make 6 figures. They can be able to fund their dreams. They can be able to sustain their mission, ministry, cause, or whatever have you. That's the big promise on that. When you know your customer, when you know what they need, then you can be able to speak their language, and you can now command the kind of income that you're looking for. So that's it. That's a recap of part one. So tonight we are going into sniper marketing part two, right? We're going to be dealing with now the last two steps in the acronym. All right, so let's go. Let's go. Sniper marketing, what it is again, it's about selecting your niche, identifying your problem, engaging a response or several responses. So there we go. Very simple, right? Sniper, S, select. N, niche. I, identify. P, problem. E, engage, response. So select your niche. So it's pretty much like 3 steps, right? Select your niche that has to do with your marketing. What is your market? What is the tribe? What are the people that you're trying to reach? Identify specifically their problem, their pain points. What pressures are they facing? Because again, this will give us now the details, the information that we need now to engage in these 2 last steps, which is engage and response. So this has to do with now our message, our media, and the response or the call to action that we're going to put on there for our tribe or prospects that have now followed us because we identify exactly who they are. So let's get into these last 2 action steps. Engage means effective messages and media. So you have to do at least 3 things when it comes to engaging. You need to be able to educate, differentiate, and give results. Okay. So educate, communicate clearly your value and solutions to your ideal prospect. Okay. Because again, you can't reach and solve everybody's problem, but you can be able to now help people to know more about you. So this doesn't have to be all one shot. Remember, this is a process. Sniper marketing is also a process. So E, educate now. You want to educate them so they can engage with your stuff. Tell them about if it's a ministry, tell them about what you're doing. See, so many people are trying to get donors, but they don't know what you're doing, right? Most people say in order for someone to actually take the response that you want, they need to see your offer at least 7 to 8 times. So think about that. So you can't go into this stuff, haphazardly. You have to educate people. The more educated they are, when they come to the buying table or the action table for the response you want them to take, they are now an informed buyer, prospect, whatever it may be. So your client, you want to educate them about what? About your value, about your services, about your program, about the solutions that you are providing. Let them know early and often what it is that you are doing for them. Second point is we want to differentiate or have a USP, which is a unique selling position or proposition, as some folks would say. But pretty much USP again is just simply differentiating yourself from the competition or differentiating yourself in your particular niche or marketplace. That's why we want you to segment. Don't try to reach everybody. Trust me. Now, this is very difficult, especially for people who are new to speaking, writing, and so forth. We think our thing is for everybody. It's going to solve everybody's need. Trust me. Nobody's stuff solves everybody's need. If that were the case, then we would, yeah, listen, man, businesses, all sorts of stuff would go out of business or operation. There's a lot of schools because different people are trying to learn different things. There's a lot of churches because different people have different flavors also in their worship styles. There are a lot of products because people have variety of stuff and needs. So your thing cannot solve everybody's problem. You need to identify the specific problem or problems that you can solve and the specific people with those problems, and that's who you serve. Trust me, the more focused and niche you are, is the better in general. Okay. Now, what do we mean by that? How do we actually, come up with our USP? Okay. For example, exclusivity, meaning that you have something that is exclusive, it's high end. And this itself plays into when we get into, the next section. Because the more exclusive something is, guess what? Is the more expensive it is, right? So when things are scarce, they cost more. Think about it. So people will go to Walmart to buy certain things. People will go to different stores to get something more expensive. And then, if you're going to go to, let's say, the Gap, or you're going to go into Gucci or any one of these places, guess what? You're going to spend more money because it's exclusive products, right? People who buy diamonds, for example, right? You have regular stuff that people go when they get jewelry, but when it comes to diamond, that's exclusive. And so now you're commanding premium price. Okay. So that's how you can differentiate yourself. You don't want to be the cheapest in your market, but there are things, for example, if you're going to go buy a Lamborghini or a Bugatti, listen, that's exclusive and it's premium. So just the fact that it's premium, meaning you got to come up with several, 6 figures and even $1 million. Therefore, that's premium. So only the people who have $1 million or 6 figure income can afford that particular line of car. So again, you are in the automobile industry, but you are in the sports. You can be in sports cars, but you can also be in luxury cars. And not only that, but rare luxury cars as well. So that's what we're talking about. So any regular average Joe or Jane do not go up into a Lamborghini dealership. Okay, they just don't do it. That is reserved for the super rich, ultra rich celebrities and the like. So you see how they've already differentiated themselves right there. They're not in competition with Toyota. They're not in competitions with Honda, right? Because those cars are generally going to run you from, maybe high 20s to 50s, 60s even. But these things, Bugatti is a class all by itself. All right. Lamborghini is all by itself. So you're not going to put that up with your regular average day driving cars. So that's what we're talking about. Expertise. People pay for expertise as well. So, for example, among doctors, right, we're talking about again narrowing yourself. There are many different types of doctors. Many are in general practice. But when you have a cardiologist, he or she has differentiated themselves now. They're specialists. So, the more specialized knowledge generally that you have in the workplace, therefore, guess what? The more money you command, right? Same thing for dentists. There are dentists who focus on certain procedures, some that do braces only, and so forth, surgery. These are the people who make more money because of their expertise. That's how they differentiate themselves from all other dentists. Same thing with law and so forth. So your ministry is just one in a whole bunch of other ministries. Your business is but what separates you, what makes you different, what makes you unique, that's the thing that you want to have. You want to set yourself up as the go-to person when it comes to this particular thing. So it could be affinity, market affinity, like for example, I'm a veteran, so that's affinity. I can relate to people in that space, and they can generally relate to me because I'm a veteran. But also, I'm a Navy veteran, so even more affinity there. Affinity could be, you are in, okay, I'm black for one. That can be an affinity. I'm also from Caribbean, Afro Caribbean, so therefore I can connect with island folks easier. So you see what I'm saying? So the more affinity you have to a market, is the more you can also differentiate yourself, even though you might be selling the same product. But because of affinity, you can become the go-to person. So that's how you want to look at some of these things. So ask yourself the question: what separates me from the pack? What makes me unique? What makes my product unique? What makes my book, course, coaching program, ministry, my service, what makes it unique? And you want to communicate that. Okay. So everything out there has that kind of a stuff. Apple, there's a difference. People just don't get Apple products because they want Apple products. There's a certain mindset, there's a certain communication that Apple has in the minds of people, right? If you want a laptop, most people will just go and get a regular $250 laptop or $300 laptop. But if you really want to be part of a movement, part of a tribe, part of the cool, you get an Apple, right? A Mac, for example. So there's some people who would buy, I mean, they have the Apple iPod, they have the iPad, they have, the Mac, they have everything because it's part of the style. It's part of being, the cool guy or the cool gal in that particular trend, in that particular niche. Okay, so what benefits? This is very important. This, I think, to me, as as a buyer myself, this is what I look at, I think, for the most part, when it comes to any product or service that I'm trying to get from people. What is the end result? So many people communicate features. So we want to not focus so much on the features of a thing. For example, in describing a book, we might say this book, is written by chance. This book is 250 pages. This book costs you 200. Listen, those are describing the book. That's not giving the person the outcome. Okay, so when you communicate your results, so like some people put it in many ways. They say, sell the sizzle, not the steak. Right? What are they meaning? People are buying transformation. They're buying results. They're not. They don't care how long you've been in business. So some people like to say, "Oh, we've been in established business since 1888." Like, who cares? No one cares. And this is where today you see a lot of folks who used to have market position dominance, are no longer there because they were resting on their laurels. Okay, even in the faith-based space, there are many churches and different places of worship that are empty today. You know why? Because they cannot communicate the blessings or the benefits that people receive. It's just simply, we are this, we don't do this, we don't do that. And it's like, you have to even know, what do they want? How are they connected with God? What's the best for them, not just for you, because everybody wants to do business their way. No, you got to do this. You're in business for the customer. Without customers, you have no business. Without followers, you have no one to lead. So this is what I want you to focus on. So let's just say you're selling weight loss. And again, you notice how I'm just painting a brush over all of these things, because it really does not matter. Some might say, well, that doesn't apply to my industry, that doesn't apply to my thing. Listen, it does not matter whether you have a book, a course, a coaching program, a consulting business, a speaking business, a ministry, nonprofit. Every single thing falls in line with this principle. Okay? Because again, if you're gonna go speak, yeah, yeah, okay, you can't just go tell everybody, well, I did this, I did that, and all that stuff. Okay, that might help you a little bit get in the door. But people, at the end of the day, when they leave that seminar speaking engagement, they want, what did you do for them? What value did you add? So again, we take weight loss. Okay, if you're selling a weight loss product, no one cares, how long you took to develop it and all of the necessary ingredients. People looking at, listen, what can it do for me? That's why, if you notice, I mean, health is such it's like selling crack, as it were, selling dope. Because the reality is, like, I mean, it's like every week almost some new thing comes on, because people want results. They want outcomes. So that's why they don't care if I gotta pop a pill, if I gotta jump off the bed every morning, but that will cure me. They will do it. You know why? Because it promises a solution to their pain. And so they want shortcuts. So when you're selling and communicating these type of things, you don't want to just describe your stuff. You want to say, imagine yourself losing weight, feeling great. Imagine yourself 10 pounds lighter. Imagine yourself when your spouse can finally embrace you, or whatever like that, or you can show up at your high school reunion in that dress that, whatever size, small size it is. Those are the way. That's what people are imagining. This is what they want. They want the outcome. They want what this thing is doing for me. They don't want so much of the features and benefits. The features. You have to, of course, mention the features, but the features are not the prominent thing. Too many people focus on the features. What can it do for me? That's what they're looking for. So that's how we work our titles for our books. That's how we work titles for our courses. That's how we communicate with people to get them to engage with us. We communicate outcomes and values that is essential for their life. Like they said, what's in it for me? That's all that people are concerned about. They want to know what's in it for them. That's all. That's all. So please keep it that way. Keep it that way. All right. Let's move on. Now, power words. When we communicate, we are using a few things, okay? We are using words. Okay, I think we missed something here. Okay, maybe I put one of these slides, I mixed up the order because I wanted to share with you. But anyhow, I think we're going to get there, but let me just put this here. When you are educated, you're educated with a few things. You're educated with words, you're educated with visual. People want to hear it, people want to touch it, they want to feel it. However, they can get engaged with your thing, that's what you want to do. All right. So, but when it comes to using words, right? Words must be emotional. Words must touch. Words must appeal to them. So here are some of the power words that we're going to look at, and phrases as well. So how to. If you notice, most every book is about how to. Strategic secrets, how to, right? You don't monetize your skills. How to turn your education, expertise, experiences into this or what. Weight loss books, how to lose 10 pounds in whatever. Here's one that I have right here. I recommend this, by the way, to you. This is a copywriting book by Ray Edwards, but it says how to write copy to sell. See, how to. Most of my books right here on my bookshelf are all about how to do this, how to do that, right? When it comes to words as well, we want to use numbers. People want steps, shortcuts. But anyhow, you would notice 1 step, 3 step, 5 steps, or 5 ways, 5 strategies, 5 secrets, 7, 10, 12, 21, 30, 60, 90, 100, and 101. These are some of the most popular numbers that you will find when it comes to engaging people and helping them. So if you look at even writing blog posts, right, people like these little things. 7 strategies, 7 this, 7 that, whatnot. So that's what you want to communicate. Okay, I personally like when it comes to steps and so forth. I like the number 7. So strategic secrets. I mean, monetize your skills. The book and also monetize your skills academy. I have a 7-step framework. Then book to business bootcamp, which teaches people how to turn a book into a business system and strategy. We also take you through 7 steps to be able to do that. So most of my frameworks, I try to do 7. Even Sniper was trying to think of that, but again, it's only what is there. But you will generally find that. But again, just go on your bookshelf or look it up through the courses and stuff that you've taken, and you will notice that these are the stuff that people put before you. And then the top 12 free power words. I mean, the top 12 power words are these. Number one, first and foremost, is free. People love the word free. Free this, free that. Okay? So throw that in your title, throw that in your description, let people know something is free. Right? And I mean, tell me if this doesn't make sense. Right? So if it resonates, let me know. Number one, right? No one wants to be number two. So number one is a big one, and that's a big guarantee. That's a big bold statement. We are number one in this thing. You will be number one. Only again, only communicates also scarcity, which is powerful. So you want to be that only. We are the only one who actually have patent on this particular thing. We are the only ones who have been proven to help you lose weight in da 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 da. Secret. Everybody, secret is powerful, right? Secrets to this, secrets to that, and whatnot. Even our own business is called Strategic Secrets for a reason. People, Victoria Secrets, a whole lot of stuff. The secret. I mean, everything. People want to know whatever their secret is. So if someone says a secret, what do we want to know? We want to know why is a secret or what's the secret. Limited is also because it forces and it helps people to take that action. So limited supplies, limited time, limited number, limited this. Now again, urgency, action oriented. Now, do it now, take action now, buy it now, subscribe now. Okay, new. Okay, no one wants the old, people want new. Ultimate again communicates, which is similar to number one, the ultimate. Okay, so I've used that a few times if you would figure some of my stuff. But I know for sure monetize your skills in the back of the book. What do we have on there? We have the ultimate blueprint. Matter of fact, here it is right here. Right? The ultimate 6-figure blueprint anyone can use. Okay, anyone. So discover, again, that's another word that people like, and I'm sure I have it somewhere. If you read most of my things, you will find these power words sprinkled throughout of it. Okay. Easy. No one wants the hard steps. No one wants hard step. Make it easy. 2 steps are better than 12 steps. So less, easy, less. Okay. So for example, here I put in this book, Chance, you'll be able to master my easy to implement. See, you're making it simple. People want simplicity. They don't want nothing that is too complicated. Let's see if I have another one here. Okay, here's a cookbook I told you guys about. My mom just made this cookbook, right? But look at how we came up with the subtitle. So it's called Delicious Caribbean Recipes. Notice the subtitle: simple, tasty, quick, and easy. So we have several of those power words there, right? We have simple, we have quick, and we have easy. See, these are the kind of stuff that people, they don't want hard, they don't want difficult. So your thing might be good, it might be wonderful, but hey, listen, if the person, so that's what I'm saying. If two people are selling something that is equally good, or it could even be the same thing, but one promised that they will be able to do it in 1 step or with one action, and this one says you have to do it, it will work for you, but you have to do it in 6 steps, so 12 steps, or 30 days. List one. This one over here says 2 weeks. This one here says 1 week. They're going to go with this one. Why? Because that's human nature. This is human nature. Okay. So another power word is help. Okay. There are many power words, but these are some of the top ones that you want to incorporate in anything. that you do, and even in your preaching, even in your teaching, whatever you do in faith-based world. Because you see, faith-based people don't think that these things apply, but of course they do, right? I mean, let's look at, at even the Bible, right? Jesus mentioned the thing, why tarriest thou? Do it now. You know, on the day of Pentecost, what did Peter say? Men and brethren, what should we do? He said, repent now. Repent now. Don't wait for the future. Make a decision now. It says, how long will you harden your hearts? Do it now. You know, this is the day of salvation. You know, do not harden your hearts. He says, no, do it now. Do it now. Do it now. Okay. So all of these play, and I share these things because again, we don't often see, you know, how these things apply. So I want you to see they apply to any situation, right? Let's stay one more on spirituality here. Okay, look at the way Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life." It's controversial, but nonetheless, he said, "Listen, man, it's my way or no way." So in other words, he's saying, "Listen, this is one way. It's not many ways. So it's simple. It's either you with me or you against me." He didn't give people a whole lot of choice. So it's like, bam, we're going to take that one choice. Or he says he didn't make it people difficult for people to enter to his kingdom. He said, all you got to do is believe. One action, one simple step. He said, listen, all you got to do is believe. Okay, believe. Of course, there's some others who repent, but it's not a whole lot. He makes it very simple. Whereas, you know, the other teachers of the law there, they were making it very complicated. You got to do all these different things and whatnot. He came on the scene and he just made it simple. He said, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Right? Actually, right now, the kingdom of heaven is here. And so he says, hear the word. He says, believe the word, repent, be baptized, voila. Nothing else to it. That's all he puts. And of course, we grow, so forth. But he's using these things again to what? To pull us into. John 4 tells a story of the woman at the well, right? She was seeking. Jesus had a product. You know, she was talking about all these wonderful things, and he cut through the chase with the noise. So he differentiated himself. Listen, the ones who you're talking about, I am he, right? I am he, and I'm going to give you living water. Notice how he was describing this stuff. He didn't just say, I'm going to save you or I'm going to give you salvation. He said, no, I'll give you living water. She didn't want no more water. She said, hey, give me this thing. I ain't got to come back to this well, you see? Because he said, this is going to be in you. It's a wellspring springing up into eternal life. Like you will never need to come back to drink this water again. But of course, he took her mind off of what? The temporal and put it on the spiritual. See what I'm saying? So that's the kind of stuff that we say. You have to learn and master these particular things. Okay. Let's go to the next slide. This slide really should have been before that one. Okay, so maybe we'll edit and try to fit it in to where it needs to be. But yes, so when we communicate, when we educate, when we want people to engage, these are the elements that we need to use: stories, words, and images. So actually, we use words and images to tell the story. But the story is really the thing that communicates transformation and your results. What is the story behind your product? What is the story behind whatever you do? That's why people love movies. No matter what folks say, people always love movies because movies tell stories and very quickly. Instead of reading it, they can what? See it, they can watch it, they can hear it. So we want to utilize all these learning modalities of people: the visual, the audio, kinesthetic, where people can touch it, feel it, and whatnot. So again, so that's why when we write books, as I do, we have the physical book. You can feel it, touch it, read it, and so forth. But we try to do courses on it so you can also interact with it. That's the interaction part. You can hear it, see it, right? Audio visual. So we try to put all the elements there for people who learn differently and for people who just love the combination. Actually, I'm an audiovisual learner, so I like to not just read it. That's how I grew up, right? I grew up under the British system of learning, and that's all we did was the reading part and the memorization part. But you know, when I joined the military, because I was traveling and I had to continue my academics, I started realizing I got to learn different ways. So, but it really helped out because I'm a faster learner that way when I can consume content in my time, not on a professor's time or class time. So I can go through material very quickly because I'm utilizing all of these modalities. I've seen it, I'm hearing it, I'm watching it. So even when I'm doing other things, I can still be hearing and retain some. And so even now I'm taking some courses, but I don't follow the way that the teacher gives it. So one of the things I have, I don't know, I wrote it in a notebook here, but my own little breakdown is, first of all, I read the summary of the lesson of the chapters and pages I need to read. Then I get a visual of it. Then I listen to it. and then I watch it and listen to it together, and then I go back now and I do my reading and highlighting and all that kind of stuff. So that way now it's already soaked in there. The summary gives me a broad overview. Then when I hear it, I get some things. When I see it, other messages are coming into my mind and my brain. And then when I both hear it and see it, now bam, you see, so many things. So by the time I really sit down now to read, I already have an understanding. It's pretty much already there. So in other words, that's the fastest way. If I just was sit down to read it through, and again, everybody's different. But again, like I said, that was my way. I grew up this way. It's just rote reading. But now I'm able to do so much more because I've discovered my own learning style. So that's why you want to be able to communicate. And in today's world, everybody's visual. So videos are better than just pictures. But again, if you have to use pictures, it's better to use words and pictures. But if you can use only one, use videos, because videos actually have words, written words, and still pictures also with it, right? So this a picture tells 1,000 words, but a video is 1,000 pictures. So think about that. Right? So communicate your stories, your words, whatever you use, whether they be written or projected on image or in moving picture or moving images. They needs to be compelling, they need to be emotional, and they need to be powerful. And that's why we already did some power words, right? Your images now, your image or your video, your moving motion pictures, they must be visually appealing. Okay, they must be visual appealing, especially in this day age of marketing and the internet. Folks, I mean, you only got the attention span is very, very, very low. So so you have to capture the attention of people quickly. So make sure your image appeals. And this is important because if you're communicating your product, that's part of positioning. If you have say your book is supposed to be this wonderful book about business and the cover is all sloppy, then you are not communicating properly, as an example. So whatever your message is, the media, the thing that communicates it to the people must also be in harmony. All right, they must go together. Okay, so let's move on. So those are the essential elements when it comes to you now taking your marketing message and projecting it out to people through words, images, and pictures, videos, and the like. Alrighty. Next one, we're going to talk about testimonials. Testimonials help with your story. Testimonials help with your message because now they give proof, validation that this particular thing works. So the outcome results that you're trying to communicate to people in your message, whether it can be written words or written text, whether it can be video messaging or pictures, it can be on a billboard, it can be on a flyer, whatever it may be. Testimonials help to enhance the message, makes it more palatable to your audience or target people, because now they're seeing others who have gotten the results that they want to have. So we try to call this again out of the horse's mouth. And spiritually speaking, I think it was King Solomon who said, better it is for another to praise you than your own mouth. So this is a form of not being so proudful. It's better for other people to be able to tell about you. So that's why too, even when you come on a speaking engagement or whatever, it's better for someone to introduce you than for you to say all those flowery things about yourself. Okay, so here we go. We follow these same principles and guidelines again, though, where if you're even in writing, keep these numbers, there. In your testimonials, you want to have 2 or 3 or 5 or 7 or 10 or 12. The more is the merrier, because now you can mix them up, and put them in different places. But you want to have more than one testimonial, so that's why we start a minimum of 2, 3, 5. 5 to 7 is ideal because you give them more than the usual, but not so much that it's overwhelming. Or you put some in in the middle, at the end of your thing, and at the very end. So you can put them in the middle, towards the end, at the end, after your appeal or call to action, as we're going to go over in a second. Just spread them out. Now, verbal, out of the horse's mouth. So not only do you want people to write testimonials on your thing, that's where again when you go to Amazon and different places, people normally buy the product with the most reviews because it's generally trusted. But what if all those reviews are negative? Then hey, now it's helpful too because it helps people not to buy. So that's interesting and important. But verbal, people can you can take audio testimonies of people. And again, if we use videos, which is the visual, then that's even better because you're getting the words and you're hearing them. You're also seeing the individuals because now, especially again, when you talk about before and after, right? The pictures before and after, especially in the health space, you can clearly see this was the before picture of the person, and here they are now. But it's not just a picture because most people can even Photoshop a picture on a nice body. But when you're seeing the individual live and in person, moving around, you saw their weight before, you've seen them now. It's like, oh man, this is believable. I'm going to get it. And another thing about testimonials, let it be a variety. So you need men, women, professionals, and stay-at-home moms, and all different types of people, students. So that way, whoever is watching your thing can relate, or specifically those who you're trying to reach. If they're generally professionals, then you want professional people testifying. Uh, you know, so does that make sense? Right? It should make sense. So if you're trying to reach again all business people, then they want to hear from the business people. But if your project or product or program or service is a little bit general, then you want to have a multitude of different types of testimonials from a different groups, different people, different backgrounds, and so forth. All right, does that make sense? Okay, let's move on. So now we've already covered the E, which is engage. Now let's go on to response, right? Response. When we say response, we are trying to evoke or elicit or get specific action from our customers on target. And here's the important thing. Some people ask for the response too soon. So that's why we say we notice how we go into this flow. First, you gotta pick your niche, select the niche. Then you gotta identify these people's problems because you have to come to them with a solution, not just continue to talk about the problem without giving them the solution. And then we need to engage them, educate them, equip them to make this response now. So there's several things that you use to be able to make a powerful response or trigger a powerful response from your customers, your clients, donors, supporters, etc. Now, the offer. What offers are you making? Some people say your offer must be irresistible, and you can make it so by stacking massive value on, adding bonuses, gifts, and so forth. People, in other words, your offer must give more value to the client or customer than you are taking from them in money. Here's a rule of thumb. If you can add 7 to 10 times more in value than you are taking or charging, then you are good to go. Right? So here's what I'm saying. If the product is $100 that they have to pay you, okay, they have to pay you $100, then the value they're receiving should be at least $700 worth of value to $1,000 worth of value. And again, how can we stack that on? Well, we can give them access to different things. So, like some of you who bought Monetize Your Skills Academy, right? So we added bonuses, right? Monetize Your Skills Academy, we've had different prices, but I know when we say, for example, it is $497, the stacked value, even at the $1,000 point, was I think 8,000 and something dollars. So you look at that already, it's like, whoa, he's only charging this amount, but here's all the other things I'm getting. Oh, okay, I can go with that. See, because people don't want to just part with their money, right? They want to be able to know they're getting extra value, and that's why again, you have to communicate effectively. So in the nonprofit world, it works the same way. So in other words, when you say this donor is giving you $50, but now the value here is intrinsic. So now we're saying with your $50, we can feed 50 children, for example. They say, oh, so my $50 is going way beyond what I'm doing. So I give 50, but hey, I'm feeding 50 people instead of just one or two or three. So that's the kind of stuff that we're talking about. See? So your offer, your product offer must be worth to the customer or client or prospect 7 to 10 times more. Now it can be the more the merrier, all right? But don't make it so ridiculous too, okay? But I'm just saying that's what you have to do. But one of the best ways to stack that value again is by just adding bonuses, adding extra gifts and perks to the people, and they will more likely engage and buy and convert. Price itself now is actually something that can trigger a response. So it depends on your market. Now, I put the word premium here because I want to dwell on that, but let me just start with the basics. So price attracts and repels. So when something is affordable to people, more people will be able to get it, right? Because you're not, so now and that helps with even resistance down there at the bottom, because if it's a price resistance, then they might be able to get it if it's a cheaper price. But here's what I don't want you to compete on price, because with that you attract the wrong kind of people also. So I want you to stick with premium, but what you do to overcome that is you do options, urgency, scarcity. And again, if you do your value stacking correctly, where your offer is so irresistible, then it helps with the pricing. Okay, so again, you want to show them, I'm giving you all this value for this small price, even if your price is 10,000. But in return, you said you getting 70 to 100,000 worth in value. So it's a no-brainer to get this particular thing. Like, you making it so ridiculous. Like, here it is. Like you said, I'm charging you only $1,000, but by you implementing all these things, if it's business, you will be able, in the next 3 to 6 months, be able to make you six figures. So it's a no-brainer for you to pay $1,000 so you can potentially make six figures. Does that make sense? Right? Now, so you want to build an urgency. What we mean by, hey, this price wouldn't, I mean, this thing wouldn't last forever. You've seen it and so forth. So that's why your call to action now stresses those urgency points and so forth, which can also be painful because people don't want to miss out. So they call it FOMO, for fear of missing out. So you build that in, right? This sale is only for 2 days only, for 48 hours only, for 24 hours only. Act now. That's where you use your power words now. So call CTA, it means your call to action. And they must be specific. Don't make no generic. Consider, and oh boy, you know, when I got out of the military, I started with a nonprofit. I got into humanitarian work, and I did that for 7 years. And then, we continue in that. We technically still in nonprofit work right now. But it amazes me how often people, when they're asking for donation, would say, could you consider giving a donation? That's really is not specific. That's like, well, if you want to, fine. If you don't want to, fine also. That's not specific. Okay? So, because I consider it, I don't want to give. No. Right now, I want you to donate X and Y and Z. I want you to be able to contribute X and Y and Z. So don't tell people to consider anything. Tell them to do it. So when you say consider subscribing, consider becoming a customer. No, you say buy now, try it now, take my trial offer, register now, call now. So those are, subscribe, those are all you. So you're giving them concrete action to take, but you're connecting it with power words. Now, remember, now, today, fast action bonus, we say sometime. Again, that builds in scarcity. So in other words, you can say, right now for the next 10 buyers, you will be able to get this, X, Y, and Z extra bonus that is not going to be there after the next 10 buyers, as an example. So you just built in scarcity there, and you build in, hey, act now, fast, do it, that type of way. So when it comes to purchasing, hey, ask them for the sale. Say, buy it now, try it now, register for this webinar now, call right now, subscribe today, join us today. Donate to us now, contribute ahora. Anyways, I think you guys and gals get it. Alrighty, last thing, resistance. You're gonna face resistance, and that's okay. But resistance does not stop us. So how do we overcome resistance, whether it be to price, product, or the program, or whatever it may be, or even the person or persona of your business, maybe your brand, and whatever it may be, people are resistant. You want to be able to help overcome that. And some of the ways you overcome those things is, one of the most powerful ways actually is by offering guarantees. Okay, guarantees. This again is to help it become a no-brainer. Even options can help here too. So I should put that again here. But guarantees, this is a 30-day money back guarantee. Try it, you know what I mean? Try it for 30 days. If it doesn't work here, you can just return it for full refund. No question asked, you get your money back. A 60-day money back guarantee, 100. Some people give even a year. You find those in rare cases, but I mean, you're just trying to overcome all the barriers to buying. So if you remove the barriers, because if they put up these barriers and you remove them, or now what excuse do they have? You say it costs too much. Alrighty, so I'm giving you a money back guarantee. I'm also adding in these bonuses, and plus you have payment options. So now, what is the excuse? You have a three pay option, and then if you notice on our website, on most of our products, when they are over a couple hundred of $1,000, we put PayPal credit there that people can use, because PayPal credit gives you 6 months of equal payments or whatever, to be able to repay something. So even if I give you two, but you can use PayPal credit and get six equal payments, or however you want to do it, but at least you got to pay it within 6 months. Again, so that helps to overcome it. So in other words, instead of going away empty-handed, I say, well, hey, Mr. Prospect, Mrs. Prospect, okay, let's do this. Since you seem to be reluctant right now, here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm going to let you actually test this. I'm going to actually let you take it for a spin. See, that's what they do when you go to the car dealership, don't they? Some people now are actually letting you keep the car overnight. So you can drive it. You can get to feel what it's like. So, because a little test drive down the street doesn't really mean much now. So people want to, hey, take it home. Go through one day with the car, because they're going to go to, what are they doing with this car when they buy? They're going to go to work, show their friends and so forth. So, if your product is really good and you believe it has the value, then, they can test drive it if they want to. And another great way is putting back in some testimonials. So that's why you want to have as many testimonials, because it comes in handy. So you can now pull out certain testimonials as the final clincher. Say, hey, we've done all that you can do. You need this results. You know that you need this results. But I'm just gonna let Sue share her story one more time for you. Or I'm just gonna let you hear some of these stories, and it's up to you if you want to join their story. Obviously, they get the result. If you don't want the results, then that's on you. I've given you the system, I've given you the formula, and we've made it more than affordable. For whatever reason you have excuse, I'm just going to leave it right here. But you watch so and so and let them share with you some of the issues they were going through as well. And they made a decision to join our program right now. Voila, bam. And you put it in there. Okay? You put it in there. So that's it. That's what you have to do. So we have shared with you all that you need to do to create an effective messaging. Now, what media are you going to use? It doesn't matter. Yes, it does and it doesn't. What I mean by it doesn't matter is there's so many different stuff, so many different media outlets. So media is just simply the vehicle that communicates your message. So it can be your blog, your website. Okay, you can use social media, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or whatever. The best way to figure this out is this: use the media that is most appropriate for connecting and communicating with your prospective customers, clients, and so forth. You don't need all media, but I tell you, you should have more than one media, certainly. Okay? You may want to have a mixture of digital and offline, or offline online media. So here are my top media right now. Okay, they can change because, of course, things change. So when it comes to social media, my preference is Facebook. I like to be able to use podcasts and so forth when it comes to speaking engagement. Getting on people's podcasts and being visible that way is also itself a credibility booster. But when you get on their platform, it also opens up to you avenues to be able to reach new people. Okay, so billboards, depending on that, I've never used billboards personally. I know our nonprofit, we ran some stuff on billboard, but again, it didn't work for us, so we did not continue it. Okay, TV is great. Okay, they're very expensive for the most part, but TV, so we've taken advantage of that as well. Direct mail is what I see as relevant right now when it comes to especially nonprofits, right? So that still is effective, but it's not as effective as others if they are not reading and pulling out those things. I don't do well personally as a customer. If you send me stuff through the mail, most likely it's going to go in the garbage. Okay, because I don't respond to that personally. But I click on a lot of ads on Facebook because sometimes they're just intriguing. Not even sometimes I don't always buy, but I'm intrigued. But many things that I do get into, especially getting these books from top speakers, I see their stuff online and I respond to it. And that's how I learn also, because if a famous person, not a famous person, let me change that. If a person who is consistently making money online for certain is using this strategy, then I click on here and I see, exactly what they're doing. So I buy their stuff, which is supported, but it also is a form of educating myself on what's working. Alrighty. So I think you got it. So here's what I'm saying. Narrow your media focus. Remember, we've been snipers. Sniper cuts through all of this stuff. So these are all the stuff people are just throwing against the wall and hopefully one sticks. No. Find 2 or 3 or 4, 5, probably no more than 7. But you want to start out, if you're starting out, if you're an author, speaker, coach, or whatever, find 2 or 3 powerful media that you can use to get your stuff out there. All right. If you are selling expensive stuff, you don't advertise in magazines where where the people, the readership is making $20,000 or $30,000 a year. You want to have upscale stuff, right? If you're into success coaching and so forth, an ad, for example, in Success Magazine might do you better, or in Forbes Magazine might do you better, because the people and the readers of those stuff are generally people with money. They're business people. They're serious about success, personal development, and so forth. So that's what I'm saying. So you want to have your own platforms that you use, like your own website or your own blog and so forth, your own channels. But then you want to use paid media, whether it be direct mail, whether it be Facebook advertising, YouTube advertising, Instagram, and so forth. you know, Figure out which ones work for you. That's very simple. But the most important thing, my friend, is figuring out who exactly is the ideal customer client. That's where you select your niche, identify the problem, and then develop your messaging that is will communicate to that particular clientele. Okay. After that, the media, it just depends. So we don't have to have a headache. This is where people though spend all their time without doing the other work. Let me tell you, you can have all of these here, which are great media and outlets, but if your messaging sucks and if you don't have the right target, you still won't get any results. All right. But on the contrary, if you have a super powerful message, because it is super targeted and focused to your specific clientele that you can speak their language, then medium, average, general media will do. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Alrighty. We are approaching the hour here, so we're finished here. We're going to recap. So for the last 2 weeks, we've spoken about sniper marketing, which is a niche in marketing. Sniper is all about us being focused as a sniper, not as a mad gunman who wastes bullets and try to shoot up and kill everybody, hoping something drops and dies. No, we are focused deliberately on selecting a niche, a market for our product, program, or service. We're going to identify carefully what problem, pain, or pressures our client is facing, so we can now engage them to respond. We can engage them with messaging, communication, and pieces of ads that speak specifically to their pain points and problems. And now, with that, we now elicit specific responses from them. Join our thing. We want to give them strong call to action. Join our tribe. Follow us now. Buy now. Become a part of now. And so that's what we're talking about. All right. So I think this has really been a powerful training for you. Please put it into practice. And again, stop asking for permission to succeed. You already have the permission. If you need us to help you implement sniper marketing in your business, your ministry, your practice, or if you're a speaker and author and you would like us to help you to craft a message, or to focus, to help you to identify who is the best target for your particular stuff, your book, your particular speaking message, whatever it may be, then we want to be able to help you. You can again go to strategicsecrets.com, and on that there you will see a place where you can schedule a call with me. You can do that, or send me an email at chance@strategicsecrets.com or chance@monetizeyourskills.com. Either one. I would love to be able to help you do this on a consistent basis, or coach you on this, or implement it for you. Either one of those. So that's what I would like you to do. So after this training is here's your specific action step. I want you to now start implementing sniper marketing principles and methodologies into your business, your ministry, or whatever it is that you're called to do. Secondarily, I want you, if you need help, this is only for if you need help, because we give you the information, you can go and implement it. That's what we're all about. But I am an implementation strategist. Most people hear information, but they don't act on information. So what I would like you to do again is to schedule a call with me. Okay, go to strategicsecrets.com, fill out the form, and let's get on a call, 15 to 30 minutes. We will be able to chat, and I will be able to, identify with you if we can serve you, or if we are ideal for you, or just help you to strategize and figure out how you can create or select your specific niche, create your message for that particular niche, and pick the best media to connect with them. My friends, if you follow these things, trust me, you will be able to have more leads, more customers, more clients, more buyers. You will be able to have more donors and supporters. You will be able to reach people who are most likely to connect with you, engage with you, and convert to whatever thing that you have. I hope that has been a blessing for you. Join us again on next week. We are going to continue in these lines. I'm actually going to demonstrate. We're going to do a live demo. Or prayerfully, that's what we want to do for our next training. I'm going to do a live demo on how you can do all of this sniper marketing using Facebook. Okay, we're going to actually pull up a Facebook ad. We're going to create one. We're going to show you how to target, how to find your ideal customers, and just develop the ad, which is the specific language for the people, using a video or using a picture, an image, to do all of that. So we're going to bring all of these principles now into action. So I want to do that demo for you. And then our last one, because we have, we do each month, we have a different theme. So our last one now, we're going to get into on the 28th. We're going to talk a little bit now about how to actually utilize like celebrity type of marketing and so forth, which is a form of also um, sniper marketing. But we want to be able to dig a little deep in there. Let me see something, if I can get some specifics for you here. So even here, you see, I outline what I'm going to do. So we want to talk a little bit about leveraging celebrity to do your marketing, or how we can learn from, like, when they promote movies and so forth, right? So we're going to look at that and see what we can take now from, because these guys, I mean, they sell movies in a certain way, right? That's marketing. That's effective marketing. And celebrities, they do marketing in a certain way as well, which you can learn a whole lot from. So we want to delve into that. Alrighty. So that's it. I hope you were blessed. Please continue to follow us. Continue to be part of this tribe. If you love this training, if you love this message, share it with others, pass it on. And again, I remind you, my strong call to action. What we do here works. What you see me doing, I'm a practitioner of what we teach and preach. All right? So I want you to have the same results. But sometimes we all need help. Okay? So if I can help you, like I said, we give you the knowledge, information you need, because that's what we do. That's what these trainings are every single Thursday. Okay? So just put them on your calendar and sign up every week to be part of this. But for those who want to go deeper, who want some help, we can do it for you, or we can do it with you. We call these done for you, DFY, or done with you, DWY. We want to do it with you, or we want to do it for you. Alrighty? So go to strategicsecrets.com, fill out the form, set up a consultation with us, and I will be able to, most likely myself, will be able to go through with you 15 to 30 minutes, and we will see what can be done to get your business to the next level, your ministry to the next level. How you can, launch your book better, your course, whatever it may be. We want to be able to do these things for you or with you. Alrighty? So good night. God richly bless each and every one of you, and I'll see you on next week.